I really thought that I would love the Alienware 55. I mean, it's this big, and it's a 4K OLED gaming monitor that does 120 Hertz. Unfortunately, for $4,000, the reality fell a little short.
Not that it's not a great monitor to game on. OLED's wide P3 color gamut, epic contrast because of those black blacks, and almost instantaneous pixel transitions make for a great gaming experience. And generally, the 120 Hz refresh makes it a lot easier on the eyes. But for $4,000, I kind of expect a lot more. Let's start with what you do get, though. The Alienware does give you a few things that you won't get with a cheaper but comparable OLED TV. First, pretty lighting. That kind of speaks for itself, as does the unifying design with the latest line of Alienware gaming gear, if you're a fan. And it has a DisplayPort 1.4 connection, which you usually don't find on TVs. That's the only way to get the 120 Hz refresh rate at 4K, especially with an NVIDIA card. You also get a USB hub with 4 ports, 2 on the side, which makes it a little easier to use wireless or even wired devices if you want, and if they have long wires. The magnetic back comes off easily. The cable management's a little tight though. Its menus offer some game-specific settings too. You can choose from the various game type presets, such as first-person shooter and real-time strategy. Each visibly changes the white point and gamma of the display in order to, say, increase the brightness in shadow areas. Turning on Smart HDR tells Windows that the display supports its HDR settings. The specific HDR setting you choose, such as game or movie, changes how it displays the content. Like some TVs, it also supports Amd Freesync. That means it can automatically adjust for the differing frame rates you get in games to prevent artifacts like tearing. That's good if you have a Radeon card. But what don't you get? You get the wide color gamut, but you really don't get HDR. The monitor's so low brightness it doesn't really matter though. In effect, it means there's a minimal difference between playing games or watching TV and movies in HDR versus not HDR. And it just feels like the Alienware 55 shipped either too late or too early. A year ago, it would have seemed more amazing for the money. And a year from now, it would probably have offered more for the money, like a better OLED panel and HDMI 2.1. The latter would future-proof it for variable refresh and more, especially with next-generation consoles and updated graphics cards.